Welcome to How Do You Say Yarrows?
How do you say yarrow? How do you say yarrow?
It'll be all the fun in the world.
We went on vacation.
I was not expecting that. That is so adorable.
We are back from vacation.
Boo!
Yeah,
why are you so happy about that?
Yeah, well,
Boo.
I like our life, but yeah.
I do enjoy our day to day, but boo!
We went on vacation. We were waiting for it forever, and it happened.
And
awesome.
Right
it was
Lawrence Square Boulevard
the
North.
best.
Yas.
Yeah, ja-boy.
Ja-boy.
Yeah, boy.
So, Ja-boy went
At the
to
next line,
the Dominican
turn left.
Republic.
Yeah, boy, and you go.
Ja-boy is your girl,
I actually hate that expression.
Okay.
Your boy? What do you mean? I don't know you. You go. Where do we go in the Dominican?
Punta Cana resorts. All-inclusive resort.
We went to the Colonial Majestic.
Majestic Colonial.
Majestic Colonial.
Right.
Yes, you're
Turn
absolutely
left onto
correct.
That's right.
Cambridge Road.
We went there, and it was our first time for all three of us.
Yep. Seth, he had some thoughts about it. He was saying the caviar was not to his liking. He prefers more of an aged appeal.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
There was no caviar.
So, okay. What are we doing? Are we discussing what we learned? What went well with packing? We talked about packing, so
We've talked packing.
But we have to say, did it go well?
The packing went super well.
Swimmingly.
Gabby, and this is, everybody should know in the world, 10 out of 10,
1.5 miles,
Gabby
take a
got it
right turn toward
100% correct.
Thank you so much.
100%.
Thank
It
you.
was very appropriate. It was, we had a little left over, which is what we wanted. We had excess pack because when you're with a baby especially, there's no way to know. You could poop through 5 outfits in a day easily, or
Which did happen.
Yeah, it did.
Not 5 outfits.
Or everything could be pristine. Nothing happened at all.
Yep.
Very unpredictable.
So I would say where we overpacked was nighttime outfits, because I had packed like at home he'll sleep in like long sleeves, long pants, socks, and so I had packed several of those because I didn't know what if he goes to the bathroom in them every night or whatever. And so in fact we did not use a single one of those because even though we had air conditioning in our room, it was still like warmer.
Yeah.
And warmer than we usually sleep in and what he's used to too. So he was perfectly comfortable sleeping in like the outfits that we had set up.
Oh, strategic pause. We're off.
So we didn't need any of those PJs. So that was an overpack, but like that was only because of literally the temperature of the room. We didn't know.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't say it's an overpack because I think that's like there's no way to know that fact.
Right.
Like it's a, hey, how's the AC in the room working? Is a
right.
Like you have to assume that it's there. So I won't even take that as a critique on
Use the
us.
right lane to take a slight
But it's just
turn
something
toward
to
Trenton
know.
and
Yeah.
US
But in the
1
end,
south.
like we did need clothes obviously for sleep. It just ended up being you know what? In the end, our overpack was good because I had packed
Take a slight
more
right turn.
like outfits for the daytime than he actually needed because he was in the bathing suit so much. So those are what we used for his sleep instead, since he needed a lighter version.
Exactly.
So maybe the lesson is pack a lighter set of clothes for sleep and a warmer set because you don't know what you'll need.
Yeah, you could multi-purpose.
Yeah.
But
but otherwise, I would say it was good that we packed his floaty. My dad had bought us a floaty for him.
oh my gosh, that floaty was amazing.
I would say that was clutch. The disposable changing pads was super clutch.
The dog, yet again, a dog product for a child.
Which I think leads us into, should we talk about the flight?
Oh, yeah. Let's break down the flight.
Let's break down the flight.
So,
Continue on to US
the
1
flight,
south.
we had 2 flights, obviously. Philadelphia to Punta Cana.
Yep.
Huge victory was, obviously, it was a direct flight.
Yep.
Both ways, which was amazing.
Yes.
Both airports, things worked very well.
Yeah.
So, just, setting some tapestry here.
Yep.
In both airports,
Continue
or
straight.
flights,
Then
he
use the
started
right
with a
2
nap.
lanes to take a slight right
Yes.
turn to merge
So
onto I-95
first
south
flight,
toward
we left
Philadelphia.
our home. We woke up at our home at 3 a.m. to get out of our home and get to the flight and everything.
Yeah, it was great.
Stayed awake
Use the right
from
2
3
lanes to
a.m. when
take
we
a
woke
slight
him up.
right turn
We had to
left
wake him up to
I-95
change
south
him.
toward
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
there
Because we
was-
wanted like to get him a new diaper, everything. So he woke up when we did that. Woke up very happy.
Yeah, no,
He was very happy.
No, this kid was just fascinated by what was going on.
Yes.
Of like, okay, and it was kind of one of those like he was really chill, and he's a very easy kid, but he could be he has energy.
Oh yeah.
But he was kind of, I think, just one. I'm sure he was a little dazed, but also I think there was this sense of, okay, I
Take
wake
a slight
you guys
right
up.
turn.
Yeah.
What is going on here? Okay, I'm just felt like he was just kind of taking a moment to observe.
And I think he could feel the excitement in the air.
Yeah. He's like, something big is about to happen. What are we doing here?
Oh
What
yeah.
are we doing?
So he stayed awake the entire. We drove over to my parents to get ready. Stayed awake, happy. We drove over. Then we drove to the airport, awake the whole time.
Through security.
Through waiting for my dad, and Adam had to go park the car in long-term parking. Like all the things. He was awake through checking in our bags, security, hanging out at the gate. We get into the plane. He gets plays a little bit. He is climbing on the seat in front of us. Thankfully, no one was sitting there. And then, blessings of all blessings, he started nursing and fell asleep as we took off.
Yep. He was down for about an hour and a half. Then he woke up in force.
And then he was up for the rest of the flight.
Which wasn't bad.
No, it really wasn't. That was not that bad because the flight was as it should be at the amount of time. So it was supposed to be like a 3.5 hour flight.
It was right on point.
So he was up for that amount, and it was great. And okay. Now the one thing about the flight there, we had to change his diaper,
Yeah, yep.
and we waited until he woke up.
Yep.
So he woke up. We went to the bathroom.
We both went.
We both went.
Gabby was leading the charge. I was the
In
sous chef
1.4 miles,
outside of
take
the.
exit 69A
yeah.
So,
onto US 206
as
north toward
if you've
Lawrenceville.
ever been on a plane, you know how petite the bathrooms are. So this
So
is
tiny.
this is not a 2-person changing job here. This is-
Impossible. 2 people do not fit.
so essentially, and even with a diaper bag, like there's no logical place to put that in there.
No.
So what I essentially did was Gabby was changing. I was standing outside the bathroom, opening. They didn't have the door locked.
Yeah.
I'd open it and try to gauge the moments of new diaper, change,
Yeah.
like bag up, like
Wipes.
yeah. What do we need in this
Clothing.
moment here? I was very much the nurse handing things to
Yeah.
the scalpels.
Scalpel.
To the, yeah. So Gabby.
So thank goodness we went to the back bathroom,
Yep.
the one all the way in the back. So we did that. I take Seth in. We're doing our thing. Now I have to fully take off his clothes and everything because he needed like a full change. So I do this. I'm cleaning him. I have to stand him on the
Use
changing
the right
table
lane to take
because I
exit
really needed to
69A
like
onto
clean
US
his back
206
up.
north toward
So
Lawrenceville.
we have 2 disposable changing pads
Yep.
and our personal changing pad on the thing that we have put down because I know those changing. I really rarely use changing tables because I know they're disgusting, but we had to use it. So I had put down all the things. So anyway,
Take the exit.
I'm mid-change. I've got Seth standing facing me. He's got a big smile on, getting him clean, and I hear it before I see it.
Wah wah wah.
And he's got a full stream hitting me full force in the chest because that's how high this changing table is.
Oh yeah.
Full force, like
Oh, so he could shoot pretty far.
yeah, it is powerful, and it is straight at me. And I look down, and now I feel it. My full shirt is getting soaked. I quickly, like immediately,
In
block
3/4
it
mile,
with the
turn
wipe
left
that I
onto
was
Gordon
holding.
Avenue.
So now at least it's not hitting me. It's going down on the changing table that he is standing on and pooling urine.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it must have been all the urine that he had
It-
from hours. Like it was, I don't know how much urine, but
It opened the fire hydrant.
it started to pool over. It fell overflowed onto the floor. So now it's all over my feet, and this tiny bathroom seemingly is filling with urine.
Yeah.
So Adam,
During the timing was perfect because I opened the door while he was letting loose.
yeah, midstream, and Adam opens it. We lock eyes, and it's just like a look of like not terror, but like wide-eyed look. And I look at him, and he looks at me, and I go, "Close the door." And he just silently closes the door because all I can think is, I don't want these flight attendants to see us in this situation.
There's
I have to fix this situation before someone sees this.
Yeah, and also I think there's a very practical way of like, you know, I think we, like in moments, I don't know if we feel how you felt, Gabby. Too many cooks in the kitchen with a baby is a difficult thing.
Oh my gosh.
Like, so there is this sense of, you know what, hey, there is, like, not in a way of not supporting, but when you're doing anything with a baby in some way, somebody has to have a lead in this.
Oh,
like,
that's true. That's true.
Okay,
that's true.
changing the diaper. Okay, anybody could do this, but who is saying what order things are
Right.
happening?
I already have a strategy.
Yeah.
Well, see, if we were elsewhere, like, I would totally have you come in. I would be happy to have you come in.
Oh, no.
But in that moment, it would have been way too Three Stooges to have two full
There's
humans.
no space.
Yeah, no, we couldn't do that.
One of us would literally be standing. There's no
in urine.
Yeah.
Like, it would not work.
Yeah, and it also reveals there is a problem.
Oh my god.
And
and also I wanted, my key thing obviously was Seth's safety, because I didn't want him slipping in the urine. But 2 was I don't want anyone to know. Like, if I can handle it, I want us to handle it.
Past this line.
So I
Then at the
was,
next one,
and then
turn
the other
left.
thing. So Adam closes the door.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm just gonna let Seth finish his situation, and I start cleaning. There was a moment where I wish that I could video. I could have. I almost did after having you close the door. Almost then said, Adam, video us. But I was like, I can't. Like, we are
At the light,
an inch deep in
turn
urine.
left onto Gordon
So
Avenue.
I didn't.
Then the
But
destination
I
is on your
did
right.
think. At one point I turned Seth, now to like fully clean his back. He had the biggest smile and he's babbling. He's like, blah, 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 la, la, la. You know what I mean?
He's having the time of his life.
He's having the time of his life, clomping around. I'm cleaning him. I had one of those moments where where you get hysterical. Like, it was so funny to me that I almost dissolved into laughter.
Oh, gosh.
But I couldn't. I was like, I can't right now because I will become weaker. Like, my hands will be weaker. I need to be able to, like, fully hold him securely, clean. It was when I started pulling paper towels to mop up the urine. And at that moment, I started to get giggly. And you know when I get giggly.
I love when you get giggly.
So it was close. Like, I almost dissolved into giggles. And so I like, tightened up. I was like, I literally in my head thought, tighten up. Because I was like, you can't do this right now. So I was able to tighten up. And then, I mopped it all up. Then I wiped it all up and got him dressed. Adam gave me clean clothes. And it all worked out. But it was hilarious. And I hope I never forget it.
It was,
our first plane ride. This all started with when we realized we had to change his diaper. We looked at each other. We're like, is that possible here? Do we have to do it in our seat? We didn't even know there were changing tables. We are such newbies.
Yeah, but it makes sense that there are, but it's also like, it's not obviously apparent where you would do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, although we had great flight attendants that were very helpful very quickly.
They told us immediately there was a changing table everywhere.
They knew what was going on. So, it was wild. And then the rest of the flight was great. He was just rolling around.
Yeah.
And then we get to Punta Cana. But first, we need breakfast.
Yes.
Bye!
All right.
We're back again.
Yes. So, we left off at the plane. We've arrived in Punta Cana.
Yep. We get a little ride over to the place. It's like 30 minutes away.
Yep.
And we get there. The check-in took forever.
Yes.
It was truly one of the worst parts. Our trip was really good. So, to be fair, this is one of the worst parts of the trip.
I would say that was the low point.
Yeah, and which is not bad because everything else was so good. It was literally the fact that it took forever and we were hungry and tired.
Yes, we had just gotten off the flight. We had all woken up at 3 a.m. It was hot.
It was hot. We're all a little, not cranky, but I think we're all just like a little broken.
Yeah. Well, at this point, Seth had woken up at 3 a.m. and had slept for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And now we were, at like 4 p.m. at this point? 3 p.m. All right. Yeah, so I would say the virgin or the non-alcoholic margarita was our favorite.
Oh, yeah.
That was super fun. And I kept asking them specific, because then you ask them for this drink and they just put it in like a regular glass because, it's not alcoholic. But I would ask for a fun glass.
She loves a big glass.
I would ask
it's
for
very
a fun
funny.
Glass. It just seems so fun. And so, like one of these big vase glasses and stuff. And then I also tried a non-alcoholic, what's it called, the mojito? I
don't know.
I did try one of those. I asked about that because I saw them like put mint leaves in it. Don't recommend. Don't recommend it. It was basically seltzer with mint leaves. So like, I mean, it was okay. It was okay. Could have been more minty maybe. I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't know anything about this stuff, so I was just like, I just want to try a different type of soda. And then that was really it.
Yeah.
So food. So okay, and then what are the other restaurants? Oh wait, so my other go-tos was crepes.
There we. I bet that's what I was leading to.
There's a lot to break down on food. It was an all-inclusive restaurant.
There's no lack of food options. But I was waiting for you to get to crepes. I thought it was such a clear lead into your crepes and churros.
Crepes and churros. Yes, crepes and churros were my go-tos. I learned that. I literally learned that first.
No. That you're so underplaying it. That's what I'm frustrated with in this moment. Gabby had to go every day to get a crepe, at multiple times to get crepes, and they were delicious.
I did. I went multiple times every day. I love them so much. I was getting there. I was getting to them. They were amazing. I loved them.
You're building relationships with the crepe makers too.
I was. They were so nice. And I got crepes. I filled them with so many different things. I did peanut butter. I did guava. I did eggs, like scrambled eggs. I put my omelet in a crepe. I did eggs, bacon, and cheese. I did ham and cheese.
And
guys, I did everything.
And apparently, like, the eggs and the ham and cheese is not as, like, normal culturally.
Yes, they were totally willing to do it, but they were a little bit like, okay,
this is weird.
This is different.
Yeah. Where, on, like, North America, that's so common.
Yes.
Like, that's just part of the crepe deal.
Yes. You know what was different? They were not, like, thinking of savory crepes. They were thinking of it only as a dessert item.
Yeah.
And from the jump, I was thinking, this is my meal. Like, this is...
Yeah. You're very different views of the crepe.
Well, also because my favorite things are not, like, the syrups and the desserts. So, like, I like the savory stuff. So, that's what I was going with. So, like, they had an omelet station. So, I would get an omelet and then get a crepe separately and wrap.
Nice, yeah.
It was so good.
Oh, yeah. Now, I was not always as big of a fan of the main dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I enjoyed it, but it was always like, okay, there are many things I'm not eating here.
Sure. There's a lot of stuff there.
No, I still liked it. Like, I'm not bashing it. It was just like, okay, and I was kind of watching of, like, I was not watching Waiting anyway, but I've made a mistake on other trips, like on a cruise in the past, of, like, you eat just because it's there, and then I don't feel great. It's not like like I did not deny myself any food or worried about, like, counting calories. Not at all.
Right.
But it was like, okay, at times I've just eaten because it's there, and then I'm like, why am I eating this? I don't even want to eat this. It was literally just so. But I love the all-you-can-eat omelet station, obviously.
So
love an omelet station.
Those guys made a great omelet.
They did. And then the fresh squeezed orange juice always gets me. I love a good juice.
That was fabulous. See, I didn't get that as much throughout because they had a lot of juices, and the first time I tried it, the orange juice seemed a little watered down. The other juices were less so, but I didn't want those. But then the last day, Adam got me a huge cup of it, and it was amazing.
It's because they put ice in the other ones.
Oh, killer. It was amazing. So I would have had that every day if it had been like that from the first day. And then one other thing I loved at the main dining hall, they had amazing sugar cones, and I love their chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream I could get all over the resort, and I did. I really enjoyed it. It was almost like a semi-sweet chocolate, so I really liked it.
Never had it.
Oh, yeah, I really liked it. Well, you're a vanilla.
Yeah, I'm a vanilla guy.
Yeah. But at the main dining hall, they had this great sugar cone, so it was so good together. That was, like, a favorite. Yeah.
Then they had a Mexican restaurant.
Loved it. That was my favorite restaurant.
I think I liked the steak one a little more, but the Mexican was great. So it was very cool because obviously the meals are what you would expect to have the options are. Yeah. But they started with, like, a little buffet line.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was very cool. Because all the portions were smaller, but I think it was this assumption that you're going through this buffet before everything and anything begins.
Yes.
So it was adorable. It was such a fun little taste on it.
It was really fun. It had so many, like, the buffet was, like, not a small buffet. It
was very nice.
It was, like, it has literally, like, chicken stew and rice and beans, goat stew.
I loved goat.
Yeah, it was, like, crazy. They had a lot of really cool stuff, plantains, everything. So that was, like, awesome. So I had, like, a whole big plate of food.
Yeah, that was great.
It was amazing. And it's so funny because that was my favorite restaurant, and I was so excited. That seemed to me the easiest one to get food for Seth to eat because everything on that buffet, I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna love this. Like, the chicken was so tender, this was so easy for him. The rice and beans, all this stuff.
A lot of options.
He slept through it the 2 times we went there. It was hysterical. I was like, this is hilarious. Whereas, you know, I don't know, the seafood restaurant, he's up the entire time. I was like, I have nothing I can give him here.
Yeah, the seafood was good.
Yeah,
I'm not a big seafood guy.
Seafood was good. I think it was a more limited menu.
Yeah.
So it's just like a little bit more particular. I liked my steak. That's what I got again.
Yeah,
So.
I got steak there. And then hibachi was...
Oh, very tasty.
It was very tasty. The hibachi chefs are clearly not trained to the greatest extent. I think they're officially trained people.
Yes. They're good cooks.
Yeah.
They're not doing a ton of tricks.
Yeah, it's not the showmaster that you would like expect of like, okay, I've gone to... Although I'm not like... I enjoy hibachi. I'm not like pining to go particularly usually.
Yes.
But it's like, okay, when you've been exposed to like, okay, these guys are doing all the tricks, everything. Like clearly this is an art. As much as you're a good cook, it's still a great performance. And these guys weren't doing that, which is fine. But it was like, oh, it's a little let it down.
I'll say another thing. So I don't actually even always, even though the tricks are very cool, I don't even need that. But I love to watch someone cook.
Yeah.
And the way that the table was, it was like, so we're seated almost like lower. Bottom line, I couldn't see the stove.
Yeah.
Which maybe was a good thing. Like, I don't know if I would have gotten hit by the oil or something.
Yeah.
Like, but it just meant that like, and then when we wanted Seth to see it, I had to pick him up to like.
Yeah,
look
it was
over
not
it.
an easy thing.
So you couldn't like just sit there and like watch them make all the stuff. You kind of had to like peer over the wall a little bit. Which, it didn't work. But they did have sushi before it. There was some fun sushis. Like, one had shrimp and plantains in that, which I thought was cool.
I was not...
But the sushi wasn't my favorite.
Yeah,
either.
no, it was not...
That was one cool
Yeah,
one.
the sushi was okay. I want to applaud for having it.
Yeah.
But I would also say it was like, okay, I would not say, the sushi bar was the tops.
Yeah.
But food, on the whole, was...
Yeah.
And then I do... the lunch buffet was... two last things actually. Lunch buffet was awesome. Just typical like grill out session.
Yes.
Loved it. It was great by the pool every day.
Oh yeah. That was great. I do the one thing with it, it would have been easier if you could order at the pool.
Yeah.
Because especially with having a small child, and then also just temperamentally, like we don't always want to go in for lunch. We want to stay out. It would have been so nice to not have to leave to go get lunch.
Yeah.
But you did have to do that. So
Although I think we did see that Seth did better because it was nice to get him out of that, like in full.
That's actually true. He needed to get. Yeah, you're right.
Like under because like.
Although he did well that one day, I brought him the food at the pool and he ate in his special chair.
True.
Yeah.
But I think it was like we saw like overall it was nice to get him in. Like it's not that it was cold because it's like still like an outdoor setup, but it was under full shade. There's a lot more ventilation than like.
Yeah, he needed the break probably.
Yeah, it helped. I always thought it helped him a little bit of like, okay, we're not going in, but it is a much more comfortable environment of like, and like he was great in the heat. It was just like, okay, we're all hot. It's 90 degrees in like blazing sun.
Favorite lunch item?
A hamburger.
Big burger.
Yeah,
they
great.
gave like a
they did not.
burger.
They did not cheap out on the burger.
That was what we went to.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
It's go-to. And then room service.
I'm so proud of us for doing it.
We did it twice. One time was just because of a nap and lunch. The other, Seth needed to go down a little early, so we couldn't go to the main dining hall.
Yes.
But we got was it pizza and ice cream?
Pizza and just pizza.
Yeah, a pineapple.
But we had sodas.
Yep, and so we were able to just chill outside on our balcony while Seth went to bed.
Yeah. You also went and grabbed me a crepe.
I got crepe and ice cream.
Crepe and ice cream. Yeah, you did.
Also on the last night, because Seth was in bed and we were getting set up, we also saw fireworks from our balcony. So that balcony, our positioning for that balcony was like, there's no way to have chosen that
No way.
And but it was, it was just in the right spot because we, at another angle you would not have seen the fireworks.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing.
We actually had a really because we were trying to debate if we'd go or not, and it just didn't work out because it was like 10:30, and that's like 4 a.m. for a baby. So it's like.
But he was awake actually for that.
Yes, he was.
Because we were trying. Did he wake up or what happened? We almost had him down, and then we heard the fireworks. See, this was the day where it took him a long time to go down to sleep because he had been overtired the day before. So he, because it took him so long to go to sleep.
Okay.
But he just needed, what we also learned? He needed playtime in the room.
Yeah.
So, like, he likes to play, like, walk around and play and read a couple of his books and, like, just some of those things you can't do poolside. So, like, we had to get... So, it was so wonderful for us. We loved that. It was enjoyable with him. But it also meant we had to just come in early. But then we were about to get him down, and we heard the fireworks, so we brought him out to the balcony. And it was so special. But that meant Oh yeah, that meant that he saw fireworks for his first time on his the day he turned 11 months. Because they had it for 4th of July.
Very fun.
Yep, wonderful.
And we will pick back up. Alright, we're back again. This has been a epic collaboration. So let's talk about the facilities, the grounds.
Okay,
here.
great.
What'd you think?
Oh, beautiful. So beautiful. I love them.
Yeah, me too.
Sprawling. The beach is stunning. You
Beach
can walk
was
for miles and
amazing.
miles in either direction. The water was like a gorgeous color. The sand was very fine.
Mm-hmm. We spent very little time on the beach.
We did. I mean, we have an infant.
Yeah.
So, there was only so much that we could do on the beach. But, oh, look, it's raining where we are. Or it's like we drove into an area that clearly recently had a lot of rain.
Yeah, not too long ago.
It's pretty cool. The beach was beautiful. But we did get two beach walks.
We did get 2 beach walks,
when our,
both were great.
grandparents watched the babies. And
Seth's grandparents.
Seth's, yeah. Our parents. And what else? I love that there was a lot of they gave a lot of shade on the beach too.
Oh yeah. And the pool
You
was...
could find it easily.
Yeah. To me, the big selling point was the pool.
The pool was amazing.
It was not one central square pool. It was still very wide actually, but it was a thinner pool that snaked the entire length of everything.
So cool.
So it was cool because you never felt like you were crowded.
Nope.
No lack of seating, but they still had it was still easy to get to be with people. It was just
Yes.
okay, when we went to Sandals, it was just around a giant square. There was clearly much better and much worse seating. Here, it was more preference of where you wanted to be at in terms of action.
Yeah.
But there was tons of shade, and it was just great.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It was just epic.
I mean, we went with 16 people.
Yep.
We did not have problems with everybody getting seats together at the pool.
Not at all.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And when we were all in the pool together, we didn't feel crowded, but we could each have our own space, but we could also be together. It was a perfect, and we found the perfect spot of the pool for us for the week. We stayed there all week. It was perfect for us.
Yeah, it was the best. We also got to do, Gabby did not come on the catamaran, but I got to take a catamaran lesson and learn how to do that, and that was awesome. I went out several times.
It was so
I've
cool.
wanted to do that for a long time.
Yeah.
It was epic.
And you took it out by yourself.
Oh, yeah, I did it with my parents, yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
It's really
So that was
amazing
boss,
that you did
and then the water, I did a little snorkeling as well, and it was
Yes.
rocking. I brought Brett out, per Debbie's suggestion, and it was epic seeing fish fight for Brett.
It was kind of scary.
No, it was just fun.
Oh my gosh, that looked scary to me.
Yeah, it was very cool.
That's very cool.
And then we did get 2 other hotel visits.
Yes, so the Majestic hotels, resorts, they're kind of next to each other, so you can just walk through them.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I love that. I mean, you're kind of exploring. I like the exploratory nature of it. You can do kind of shorter to longer walks or whatever. And it was just really fun seeing the different versions of the hotels.
Yep.
And I really wanted to try some of the food at one of the other hotels because we figured that it's the same food, most likely.
Yeah, or at least many similarities.
Yeah, but we're is there a difference? So, on one of our walks through,
Your girl tried it.
got him. So we walked through, and it was perfect because it was this rainy day, so you couldn't be in the pool, whatever. So when Seth woke up from his nap, we took a long walk through it with Adam's dad.
Yep.
And we walked through the lobby, kind of the lobby areas, kind of not the main areas of each place. And they had, I guess, it's midday desserts out.
Did they have them now?
I don't know.
We
Because
never
I didn't
looked.
even check in on
Yeah.
us.
I feel like they had to.
They must have, because they had it in the other two. It was so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never knew this. We're never at that part of the resort at that time
not
of
at
day.
all. We're complete opposite end because it's
Yes.
we're
we're
at
at
the-
the pool or the beach at that time.
and normally we'd be at the
Big
we
event.
we would have gotten the food. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be at anything but this.
Exactly. So this one day, we're walking through that, and anyway, so I of course tried pastries from each one,
Yep.
and actually my favorite pastry was the middle resort.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a pastry I don't know if they had it at our our resort, but I hadn't tried it yet at our resort. Kind of had like guava and cheese in it, I would say.
Okay, nice.
So that was my favorite. And then at the final resort that we went to,
Ayo.
which is apparently the most fancy.
Yeah, the newest, the most. So there are like 3 in a row. We were in the least, then there's the middle, and then there's the newest one, the most expensive.
Yeah. So we went to there, and your parents they know about all the resorts. I don't know if they've gone to each one, but they know about them.
Yeah.
And so they had told us that there's like this coffee shop at that one.
Yeah, kind of like it's like a
cafe. It's a.
The last one is a little more modern. It's like a piazza, like an Italian piazza.
There you go. Yeah. So we had known about that. So we're like, well, we got to go buy it, right? So
Yeah.
we go over there.
We roll over. Oh gosh. Oh. That is so cold.
Oh my gosh. Here.
Oh.
Here.
Keep going. Just
All
keep
right.
going.
So Adam just poured.
Yeah, the worst part is it's sliding down my leg.
Oh my gosh, we're probably waking up sad.
No,
Okay,
he
so
doesn't
I'm still
care.
asleep.
You think he
Oh
cares?
my gosh, that was so hilarious. So, for those who don't have the visual, Adam just picked up his Yeti cup with ice and water in it, and I guess he picked it up from like the lid area, and it
dumped all over.
dumped all over his lap, should I say?
Oh, Chiman.
That was hilarious.
Oh.
It'll wake you up.
Oh, I'm falling
You're
asleep.
a little sleepy.
So we went to the coffee shop, and we're outside and we're looking, and if there's a person, Gabby, the rules that Gabby will break, and this is another podcast, often have to do with food.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
walks in, covers up her wristband with a little mascot,
Yeah.
and just orders dessert because it's all inclusive if you're at the resort. She orders a cappuccino,
Yep.
some two tiramisus,
Milkshake.
a milkshake, and
2 cappuccinos because I ordered for you and your dad.
just brings them out. No big deal.
Yep, no big deal. I was talking to the ladies for a while, chatting,
Chit chatting, just
talking in Spanish, talking about stuff. I was asking them about the different items on the menu.
yeah.
Talking to people in line. You know.
Making conversation, introductions,
Yep.
met the mayor.
Oh yeah, we talked a whole bunch. And then I brought it out. Oh my gosh, it was so hilarious. Steve, Adam's dad, oh my gosh, he's so funny. So Adam didn't come in with me because he had Seth. So you guys kept walking.
And I don't speak Spanish. This is not the area to have me test something out.
Right.
I'm the weakest link in this.
Yeah. So Adam keeps walking. I go in. I was just gonna explore, see what's up. And Steve comes in with me, and Steve is like, I'm like, all right, Steve, what do you want? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, what do you want to try? And he goes, okay, a cappuccino. All right. And I'm like, all right, great. I'm telling him about other stuff, and I was like, oh, let's get some dessert. He goes, no, we're flying too close to the sun. He's like, oh, you're killing me. I'm sweating. So he's like whispering to me. He was so adorable. He was so nervous. It was so funny. It was so cute. I was like, okay. And then I ordered our drinks, and then I went back, and I was like, actually, let's try a couple of these. He's like, I'm like, just go, Steve. Take it outside for us. So we did. And then the people were super chill. Honestly, they don't care.
No.
We're paying for one of the resorts. They're all interconnected. It's ridiculous that they're not exchangeable, I think.
I don't even think most people know, but I honestly, you're there because you're allowed to be on the property.
Right, you're allowed to be there.
They're not.
I could easily go in your pool, whatever.
Nobody's checking this.
Yeah, so it was really fun because we got to try their stuff, and I had tried Nutella milkshake, which was fabulous. But although it was honestly a little rich for me. Did you try it?
I don't remember if I did.
I think you did try it. But it was really cool to try. And then we had a little bit of the desserts. But it was really great because then I brought some of the desserts back to my sister at our resort because she couldn't walk over with us. So I brought her some of the desserts.
And we had the healthy smoothie.
Oh, yes. So then we kept reading their menu. I went back in after we had eaten our unhealthy things. And they had a bunch of quote unquote healthy smooth juices, really. They're not smoothies.
Yeah, juices. It was. Yeah. So it was
the reset.
It was celery.
Reset. Celery, apple maybe.
It tasted like celery. Whatever.
It totally tasted like celery.
Yeah,
that's why. That's why.
The other ingredients did not actually matter. It was celery water.
It was basically.
It was not terrible.
Really celery juice. Like it was a thick juice.
Yeah, it was not terrible.
No,
so, as much as you would imagine, it is not as terrible as it could be.
It was refreshing.
I want to go that far.
They poured it over ice. And it, honestly, I mean, we drank the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it was not terrible.
I didn't finish my milkshake, but we finished that reset juice.
It was a fascinating attempt.
It was. And basically, I just went back in and I said, we want to try your most delicious healthy drink.
Yeah.
Because they had a couple options. They all sounded not super tasty.
That's very
But
fair.
we wanted to try one of them. And yeah, it truly just tasted like celery juice.
That's all it was, but it was not bad. Not bad.
Who knew that was going to reset you?
Yeah. Hey-o.
Hey.
And then, I mean, our trip was essentially done.
That was it, guys.
And our flight home was way less interesting, thankfully.
Yes. Nope, just a long flight with an infant. He slept an hour and a half, and maybe then it got delayed. We were on the tarmac for an extra hour, so he was awake for like 3 hours.
Yeah, he had a good thing.
He was working it. He did a great job.
All right, surprising fun. We've got like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Surprising fun item that you did not expect. Not necessarily the most, but surprising fun.
I did not expect there to be like activities that we would all do. They did one activity where they called it, I don't know, the floaty thing.
Oh, the Iron Man?
Iron Man. And it was basically this thing that floated on the water, and it was an obstacle course, and people did it. And it was hysterical to watch. It was hysterical to do. Multiple of our family members did it. Bridget was the most hilarious to watch. Our cousin Bridget, she did this hilarious thing where instead of climbing over the mountain, she shimmied around it. And yeah, the guy was so mad she was cheating, but everyone cheered her on and got behind her. So that was just that was one of the first days we didn't realize there was legit midday game opportunities.
Yeah, they did a lot more than what we imagined on it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, and that's really up our alley.
Oh yeah, we love that type of stuff.
I really loved that. Yeah,
and it was super fun. Mine was the foam party. We brought Seth, and it was so funny to see him just playing in the foam. He didn't fully appreciate all of it, but I thought it was still very funny.
Yeah, it was still really cute. It felt very epic to bring him over to the foam. Oh my goodness.
Well,
that was great.
Thanks for staying with us this summer. We're a little all over on getting our podcast in, but we're really grateful you're staying with us.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.